Empathy is to be able to understand and share feelings for someone. So if you go to the next slide, you will actually be seeing this one, which is really interesting. Have a read of that. I'll give you 1 second to have a read. So it's important that we are able to understand and share the feeling with someone, okay? And that actually comes from active listening. So empathy comes from active listening. Empathy comes from little physical gestures, like a gentle head nod, okay? Maintaining that eye contact, maintaining that body language to make them feel that you are actually engaging in the conversation. And that in itself is enough to make them feel like, okay, this person's quite understanding of what the issue is. So active listening, empathy, and then we are moving on to the next one here, which is the goal of the whole consultation, or the reason why the patient is in front of you. So moving on to the very important part of the consultation, where you have to be able to understand the goal of the patient. By the way, just making it very clear here, and it's very important to understand, chief complaint is not the goal of the patient. Chief complaint is something that they have come to you with that has actually brought them into the clinic. But what's been happening in the background lays the whole story of why that problem has happened, and that is probably something that you need to treat. Yes, you need to treat the patient in the immediate, like at this point of time, you need to treat the patient for their immediate concern. But if you are wanting to do something more comprehensive, you have to know the whole story about it. So this is very important, that you have to know the goal of the patient. Okay. And once again, like as I said, that you have to use the prompts, you have to ask them and direct them into the right direction to be able to, for them to be able to tell us what their real goals are. Okay. Now, this also helps us in developing the realistic expectations. And when you achieve that, that is when you feel content with the patient, feels happy about the outcome, and you feel that you have given the patient the best that they could. Because this helps you plan the whole thing in a way that you know that, okay, so this was the main concern, like the patient has not been able to smile and is worried that the photos that the patient gets is not the best. It is not actually the chipped tooth. The chipped tooth has brought the patient to the clinic, but it is actually the concerns with not looking good in the photos is what has actually brought them to the clinic. All right. So this is very important to know. Now, as I said, if they don't know what they want, then you can always help them with little prompts, and that will help you be able to achieve the goal. Because remember, this is something very important, that what actually is a goal. Now, this is something important for us to understand. The goal is actually a dream with a deadline. Okay. So if you are telling the patient, and if you are wanting to know of the patient what they want, this will help you tell them what can you realistically achieve later on when you are treatment planning. If you know what their goals are, then it will help you plan the things much better and let them know what you can achieve. And that is the key to achieving a good, successful outcome. All right. Moving on to the next point here, we will talk about cut to the chase here, which is, if you are seeing, like as I always say, if you are seeing the stripes, think of zebra. Right? That's very important. If the things are simple, if you are seeing a decay on a tooth and you are certain that it is the decay which is leading to the pain, then just talk about that, fix that problem for the patient, because it is very important. And that will actually bring us to another point, which is the fixing the immediate concern, where it is very important that when you know exactly where it is heading to and what has caused the problem, and it is nothing else around it, once you have found that out, then you have to come straight to the point. You have to let the patients know this is what is happening, this is how you can fix the problem, and then you move on with the treatment. And please remember this thing, that before you delve into a deeper conversation with the patient, you need to ensure that the patient is comfortable. Obviously, the whole consultation and deeper dive into what they want and all that sort of thing, it is not the best time to do that when the patient is in excruciating pain or crying in the chair. So you have to get them out of their immediate concern, resolve that. Always remember the rule of thumb: the patients have always got to be a bit better than the way they walked into the clinic. So before they walk out of your clinic, something must have resolved, something should have been treated for them so that they feel good about coming to you. If a patient walks into the clinic in pain and walks out of the clinic in pain, that's it. You have lost the confidence of the patient, because everyone expects some sort of a resolution. Now, you might not be able to do a treatment. At least you can give them some medication. At least you can give them the reassurance that this will help them with the pain. Okay.